China is desperate. It wants to put ties between India and Nepal into the deep freeze. But KP Sharma Oli, the Chinese robot who was handled by the infamous Ho Yankee, is now no longer in power. He has been replaced by a pro-India leader, and the new Prime Minister is in no mood to let China exploit differences between Kathmandu and New Delhi to its benefit. So he has sent out a stern warning. Anyone engaging in anti-India activities will be made to regret their actions. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national socio-political analysis arm of TFI Media Group. I'm your host Tribhuvan, and in this video I will tell you why Nepal declared anti-India protests and the burning of PM Modi's FGs illegal. Let's begin. KP Sharma Oli and his turbulent reign had come to an end in Nepal in July this year. A 5-member constitutional bench of the Supreme Court had directed Nepali Congress President Sher Bahadur Deuba to take charge as the country's Prime Minister. A day later, Nepal got a pro-India Prime Minister. As Prime Minister, Sher Bahadur Deuba has taken multiple steps to ensure that ties between Nepal and India do not go from bad to worse. Most recently, Deuba warned Nepalese citizens against carrying out agitations and demonstrations against India and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The directive comes in the backdrop of some student wings of the ruling and opposition parties in Nepal holding protests against the Indian government over the past few days. On Sunday, Nepal's Ministry of Home Affairs warned protesters not to burn the effigy of Prime Minister of the neighboring country. In a statement, Nepal's Home Ministry said the activities of chanting slogans, holding demonstrations and protests and burning effigies to tarnish the image of the neighboring friendly nation's Prime Minister has caught its attention. It further described such acts as reprehensible and disgraceful. The Home Ministry statement added, the government of Nepal wishes to have a friendly relationship with all friendly nations and is determined not to let any activities that may harm the nation's interest. We request everyone not to carry out any action that may hurt the dignity and respect of the friendly nations. The new Nepalese government has also warned demonstrators of strict actions in case they do not stop their activities targeted against the friendly neighboring nation and will punish those who involve themselves in the unlawful activities. At least 2 different diplomatic rows have occurred between Kathmandu and New Delhi over the past 2 months. After the swearing in of a pro-Indian Prime Minister in Nepal, it seems China has been trying to stoke troubles in ties between India and Nepal. In late July, a Nepalese citizen named Jai Singh Dhami, aged 33, of Beas rural municipality in Dharchula district, is said to have jumped into the river from the carriage of the twin he was clinging to. Nepal has accused India's Shastra Seema Bal of being witness to the incident. According to the Indian Express, however, officials in India said the man was crossing to the Indian side illegally using the twin. In another, more recent incident, Nepal accused India of violating its airspace. It said an Indian helicopter repeatedly breached the Nepali territory and made a flight over western Nepal of Dharchula district. The protests against India in Nepal come at a time when Nepal's new Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba has formed a 5-member committee to analyze its border dispute with China in Nepal's Hamla district. Under former Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli's tenure, China in September last year constructed 9 buildings in border area from Limi Lapcha to Hilla in Namkha Valley municipality of Hamla district. According to Nepal's Surveying and Mapping Department, last year in Dolakha, China had pushed forward the international boundary by 1500 meters towards Nepal. The new Nepalese government is keen on taking on China and getting back territory that it has lost. This seems to have startled Beijing, which is still trying to cope with the loss of a servile robot in the form of KP Sharma Oli. Therefore, the protest against India erupting at a time when the government of Nepal is trying to mend ties with New Delhi indeed raises questions of Chinese involvement in such demonstrations. The Deuba government, however, has decided to deal with all such anti-India elements with an iron fist. This has put China and its proxies in a spot who now have to risk everything only to gain New Delhi's attention.